Hi, welcome to English Hamster. Are you learning English? Great. Here we learn through stories. They are simple and interesting. You can improve English while learning knowledge. Remember to subscribe, like and comment. Let's get started.
Today, we are going to talk about a very common problem. Do you ever feel shy when you speak English? Do you sometimes feel the words are stuck in your head? You are not alone. Many English learners feel this way. Today, we will learn some easy and fun ways to feel more confident. We will build your very own English library inside your mind. Let's begin. Ever find yourself translating in your head when you're speaking English? Does it slow everything down? You want to say, "I'm running late," but first you think of the words in your language. Then you translate, "I run late." It feels slow and difficult. It does not feel natural. Now imagine a different feeling. Imagine you can speak more naturally. The words just flow. You say, "Sorry I'm late," or "the traffic was bad," without thinking. It feels easy. It feels good. How can you get to this point? The answer is not to learn more and more difficult words. The answer is to feel comfortable with the words you already know. This video will show you a powerful method. We will build your own inner English library. This library will have all the words and phrases you need. They will be ready for you to use instantly. You will not need to translate. You will just speak. Have you ever tried to speak English and it feels like your brain is buffering? Like a video on the internet that stops to load. There is an awkward pause, you know the word. It is on the tip of your tongue, but it does not come out. For example, you are in a coffee shop. You want to ask for a cup with a lid. You know the word lid, but your mind is empty. So you say, "Can I have the top for the cup?" It feels a little wrong. It feels off. This happens because knowing a word is not the same as owning a word. Understanding a word when you hear it is passive. It is like looking at a bicycle. You know it is a bicycle, but can you ride it? Maybe not. You need practice. It is the same with English. You can understand the word lid when someone says it, but using it quickly in a sentence is different. That is active knowledge. This problem is not only about single words. It is also about the rhythm and the natural flow of English. It is about the feel of the language. Think about these simple phrases. "How's it going?" Or "What have you been up to?" They are very common. But if you only learn English from a textbook, they might sound strange. The words flow together. "How's it going?" sounds like "How's it going?" This is the natural flow. When you don't have this feel, your English can sound a little like a robot. It is correct, but it is not natural. This can make you feel shy. You feel like something is wrong, but nothing is wrong with you. You just need to build a new system in your brain. Let me give you an example. My friend Anna from Poland learned the word actually. She knew it meant in fact or really, but she never used it. Then she started listening to English podcasts. She heard people say, "Actually, I think so too," or "I'm not sure actually." She heard the rhythm. She heard where people put the word in a sentence. After some time, she started using the word actually in her own conversations. It felt natural. She owned the word. She didn't just know it. This is what we want for you. We want you to move from understanding to owning. From slow translation to fast, natural speaking. How do we do this? We build your internal library. Let's play a little game. Imagine your brain is not a messy desk with paper everywhere. Imagine your brain is a beautiful, modern library, or maybe it is like your own personal Netflix for English. In this library, you don't just throw all the words into one big box. That would be like a dictionary. A dictionary has all the words, but it is not easy to use in a conversation. In your inner English library, the words and phrases are organized. They are on different shelves. More than that, they are connected. Let's call this your internal language database. For example, think about the word rain. In a dictionary, rain is just one word, but in your inner library, the word rain is connected to many other things. On one shelf, you have words about weather, cloudy, umbrella, wet. On another shelf, you have feelings. I love the rain, or this rain is depressing. You also have common phrases. It's raining cats and dogs, or I got caught in the rain. When you have this library, you don't think, what is the word for water from the sky? You just think rain, and all the connected phrases are ready for you. You can say, it's really raining hard, without any translation. The word and its friends are ready to use. This is the difference between memorizing a dictionary and having conversational mastery. Memorizing is hard work, but building a library can be a fun adventure. You are the librarian. You get to choose what goes on the shelves. In the first part, we talked about the problem of feeling shy and the idea of your inner English library. Now, let's get practical. How do you actually build this library? How do you put new words and phrases on the shelves? The answer is through active listening. This is the most important step. It is like going to the bookshop to find new books for your library. To build your library, you need new content. You need to hear how real English sounds. But there is a big difference between hearing and asterisk listening. Hearing is passive. Maybe you have English music playing in the background while you cook. That is nice, but it does not build your library very fast. It is like having the radio on in another room. Active listening is different. It is purposeful. It is like being a detective searching for clues about how English works. You sit down, you focus, and you listen with a goal. This is how you stock the shelves of your library. So, how do you practice active listening? It is simple. You can use short videos, podcasts for beginners, or even movie scenes. The key is to choose something you like, and that is not too difficult. If you try to listen to a very fast news report, you might feel sad. But if you listen to a simple story or a conversation, you can understand more. This feels good. Let me introduce you to a very powerful technique. I call it the listen, pause, repeat loop. It is like a simple exercise for your speaking muscles. First, listen. Play a short part of the audio, just 1 or 2 sentences. For example, a character in a video says, I'm just heading out to the grocery store. Next, pause, stop the video or audio. Don't just move on. Think about the sentence. How did it sound? What was the rhythm? Can you feel the way the words connected? I'm just heading out. It flows together. It is not I am, just heading out. This pause is important. It lets your brain process the sound. Finally, repeat. Say the sentence out loud yourself. Try to copy the sound exactly. Do not just say the words. Copy the music of the sentence. Copy the intonation, the way the voice goes up and down. Say it with the same feeling. I'm just heading out to the grocery store. Do this 2 or 3 times. It might feel funny at first, but it is very powerful. You are teaching your mouth and your brain to work together. Let's try another example. You hear, that sounds like a great idea. Pause, think about it. The voice probably goes up on great and down on idea. Now repeat, that sounds like a great idea. You are not just learning words. You are learning a complete phrase. Your brain is putting the whole phrase, that sounds like a great idea, on a shelf called Ways to Agree with People. Now, the next time your friend suggests a coffee, you can say, that sounds like a great idea. Instantly, you don't build it word by word. After you finish your listening practice, there is one more thing you can do. It is called immersive journaling. This helps you write the labels for the shelves in your library. Take a notebook. After listening, write down every new word or phrase that you truly understood. The key word is understood. Don't write down every new word. Only write down the words you heard and immediately knew the meaning of. This is very important. Now, don't just make a list. If you write, heading out grocery store, it is okay, but it is not great. Instead, integrate them into sentences. Write a small story or a few sentences using the new phrases. For example, you can write, "Today I am heading out to the grocery store. I need to buy milk and bread. My friend said, let's make pizza. That sounds like a great idea." Do you see what happened? You are taking the new phrases and connecting them. You are building connections between the shelves in your library. The phrase, heading out, is now connected to grocery store, and great idea is connected to make pizza. This makes the phrases much easier to find when you need them. This practice of active listening and journaling is like going to the gym. You don't get strong muscles after one day, but if you do it for 10 minutes every day, you will see a big change. Your library will grow. You will start to feel the natural flow of English. The words will start to feel like your own. But we have a problem. You can listen and understand. You can even repeat phrases. But how do you use them in a real conversation? How do you move from being a good listener to being a good speaker? That is our next step. Listening gives you input. It is like putting information into your brain. Speaking is output. It is like taking information out of your brain. For many shy speakers, the door between input and output is closed. We need to open that door. The key is to transform what you hear into something you can produce on demand. It is about building muscle memory for your brain. When you practice a sport, you repeat the movements until they become automatic. You don't think, "Now I move my arm like this." You just do it. We can do the same with English. One excellent way to do this is called shadowing with intent. Shadowing means following the speaker very closely, like a shadow, but the important part is the intent. Don't just mimic the sounds without thinking. Try to become the speaker. How to do it? Find a short audio clip where the speaker is talking about something simple. As you listen, wait 1 or 2 seconds and then start speaking with them. Try to say the words at almost the same time. Copy their speed. Copy their emotion. Copy their rhythm. If the speaker is happy, you speak in a happy way. If they are asking a question, make your voice go up like a question. You are not just repeating words. You are practicing the feeling of producing natural English. You are telling your brain, this is how we talk. This builds a very strong connection in your library. It moves the phrase from the "I understand this" shelf to the "I can use this" shelf. Another powerful practice is Think-Aloud Practice. This is very simple, and you can do it anywhere, anytime. You simply narrate your life in English, in your head or quietly out loud if you are alone. You are making coffee. Think in English. Okay, first I need to boil the water. I'm putting the coffee in the cup. The water is hot. Now I'm pouring the water. It smells good. I'm adding a little milk. You are walking to the bus stop. Think in English. The weather is nice today. The sun is warm. I see many people. They are going to work. I am waiting for the bus. I hope it comes soon. This forces your brain to access its library in real time. You are not preparing. You are not translating. You are just using the English that is already in your head. At first, it might be slow. You might use very simple words. That is perfectly okay. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to build the habit of thinking in English. This is one of the biggest secrets to speaking fluently and confidently. Now we have learned how to build our inner library with active listening and how to start using English with shadowing and think-aloud practice. Now, we need to talk about the most important part, making this a normal part of your life. Learning English is not a one-time activity. It is a journey. It is like planting a garden. You need to water it a little every day. The goal is to create an always-on English mind. This does not mean you must think in English every second of the day. That would be very tired. It means your inner English library is always open for new acquisitions. You are always ready to notice and collect new English. How can you do this without feeling stressed? The secret is to find small moments in your day. You do not need hours of free time. For example, you are waiting for a friend. Instead of looking at your phone, you can look around and name 5 things you see in English. Tree, car, dog, coffee shop, blue sky. This takes only 10 seconds, but it keeps your brain connected to English. You see an advertisement for a new movie. Read the title and think, I wonder what that movie is about. In English, you are eating a sandwich. Think, this is delicious. I like the taste of the cheese. These small moments are like small exercises for your brain. They tell your brain, English is important. We use it often. This helps your brain to start thinking in English more naturally. It becomes a habit, like brushing your teeth. Another great idea is to change the language on your phone or your social media to English for just 15 minutes a day. During this time, you will see words like settings, messages, search. These are very common and useful words. You are learning practical English without any extra effort. Your brain is collecting these words and putting them in your library. This is a very important part of building confidence. You must notice your progress. When you are learning, it is easy to forget how much you have improved. You only see the big goal, I want to be fluent. But fluency is made of many, many small steps. You need to celebrate these small victories. What is a small victory? It is any time you use English successfully without thinking too much. Maybe you were thinking aloud in your kitchen and you used a new word without translating it first. That is a victory. Say to yourself, well done, I used the word pour correctly. Maybe you were watching a video and you understood a whole sentence before you saw the subtitles. That is a victory. Smile and feel happy. Maybe you were in a shop and you asked, where can I find the milk? In English. Even if it was a simple sentence, it is a big victory. You used your English in a real situation. Write these victories down in your journal. At the end of the week, read what you wrote. You will see a list of successes. This will make you feel strong and motivated. You will see that you are moving forward. Confidence grows when we see our own progress. Let me tell you a story about my friend Marco. Marco is from Italy and he was very shy. He knew a lot of English words, but he was afraid to speak. He started the Think-Aloud Practice. At first, he only said very simple things like, I am opening the door. I am sitting down. After 2 weeks, he was in a meeting at work. His English colleague said, does anyone have a pen? Marco immediately said, I have one, and gave him a pen. He did not think about it. The words just came out. It was a very small thing, but for Marco, it was a huge victory. He felt so confident after that moment. He realized his library was working. The phrase, I have one, was on a shelf, ready to use. This small success gave him the courage to try more. Your brain is amazing. When you practice regularly and celebrate small wins, your brain understands that English is useful and safe. It will stop being so afraid. It will start to help you. You will find that words come to you more quickly. You will start to think in English more often. This leads to smoother, more confident communication. But what about when you make a mistake? What about when you forget a word? This happens to everyone, even native speakers. Now we have built your inner library, filled it with useful phrases, and started using English in your daily life. But there is one last thing we must talk about. It is the thing that often makes shy speakers feel nervous: mistakes. What happens when you are speaking and you make a mistake? For example, you say, "I go to the park yesterday." You know it should be "I went," but the wrong word came out. How do you feel? Many people feel embarrassed. They want to stop speaking. They think, "My English is bad." I want you to change your thinking. A mistake is not your enemy. It is a very helpful teacher. It shows you exactly what you need to practice next. When you make the mistake, "I go," it tells you, I need to put the past tense verb "went" on a stronger shelf in my library. It is not ready yet. This is valuable information. The most confident English speakers are not the ones who never make mistakes. The most confident speakers are the ones who are not afraid of making mistakes. They know that communication is more important than perfection. The goal is to share your idea, not to speak perfect English. If you say, "I go to the park yesterday," the person you are talking to will understand you. They might not even notice the mistake. But if you stop talking because you are afraid, then the communication is broken. That is the only real failure. So, what should you do when you make a mistake? First, be kind to yourself. Do not feel bad. It is normal. Second, if you notice your mistake, you can just correct it and continue. Say, "I go. Oh, I went asterisk to the park yesterday." Then keep talking. It is as simple as that. Third, remember the mistake. Later, when you are doing your Think-Aloud practice, you can practice the correct sentence a few times. I went to the park. I went to the cinema. I went to a restaurant. This helps your brain put the correct form on a stronger, easier-to-reach shelf. Now, let's look at the big picture. How do all these pieces fit together to help you, a shy speaker, become a confident one? It starts with a change in your mind. You are not trying to become a perfect English expert. You are becoming the friendly and capable librarian of your own inner English library. Your daily practice is simple and short. You spend a few minutes in active listening. You use the listen, pause, repeat method with a short, interesting video or audio. You write 1 or 2 sentences in your journal using a new phrase you learned. As you go through your day, you talk to yourself in English for a few moments. You describe what you are doing. You notice and celebrate every small victory. You smile when you remember a word quickly. You feel proud when you use a full sentence. This is not a difficult homework. It is a new habit. It is a game you play with your own mind. Over time, something amazing will happen. You will stop translating in your head. You will start to feel the English words directly. You will understand the feeling of a phrase like, "I'm just heading out." It will feel natural and right. The ghost in the machine will be gone. Your brain will not buffer anymore because the words you need will be ready, right there on the tip of your tongue, waiting for you to use them. You are building a new part of yourself, an English-speaking part that is calm and confident. This part of you does not get scared when someone asks you a question in English. It simply goes into the library, finds the right words, and speaks. Remember, confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you build. Every time you listen actively, you build a little confidence. Every time you repeat a phrase, you build a little confidence. Every time you think in English or celebrate a small win, you build a little more. You can do this. Your journey to confident English speaking has already begun. You have the method. You have the power. Now go and fill your library. We believe in you. Thank you for listening and keep practicing.
Hey, if you learned something new today, please give this video a like. Write your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second and it really helps to create more English videos for you. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.